Welcome to the Shellonomics Podcast, your source for pure Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles entertainment, presented by King Mictus.
All right, guys, another episode of Shellonomics. Today we are wrapping up the Eastman and Laird Black and White Ultimate Collection. We are going to cover volumes 5, 6, and 7 today. It's a tall order, pretty much an extra large pizza, but us two Ninja Turtle fans can handle it, I think. I'm joined by our good friend TMNTDERTALK, my good man Christian. What an awesome collection, and I believe you actually own all 7 of these books, not the digital, the real physical copies. Is that correct?
That is correct. Got them when they came out because they are a thing of beauty to have on your shelf.
Oh, I'm sure. And what I was going to say is, how often do you stop by these books? Because I do a lot of streaming on Twitch, and I talk about replay value for video games, and we've been covering these comics for about a month now, this Black and White collection, and I can't wait to reread these all over again.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I'm checking them regularly, but I'm just checking in with some of the books. But I gotta admit, most of the stuff when I think, I gotta check out something, or I gotta for some research or something, I also have the stuff digitally, so it's faster to just check it out on the computer. But yeah, it's always just like now. It's just a pleasure to go through the pages, check it out. It feels good to have it in your hand. It's just something different. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And the reason we're covering a little bit more in this is because our good friend Christian talked me into reading book 6. Book 5, as you'll know, is the end of the City at War saga. And that's pretty much like the main canon stories. But 6 has a lot of really cool short stories I really can't wait to talk with you about. There's a couple that will probably need about a minute or two because there's really not much to talk about, just a couple pages and sketches. And then 7, I believe, is mostly just like some of the coolest like art variant covers you'll ever see. I still recommend getting all 7 if you can, or at least just reading them either on Comixology or like our good friend Christian has. Just have them in your hand. So let's get into it, and right when we get into book 56 here, I made one note, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, because I do make mistakes from time to time. I noticed this one only has about 26 pages, so they went from about 40 plus pages, I think, in the first one that they did. Now we're all the way down to 26, just because there's more and more issues coming out. So take it away with issue 56.
Yeah, we are in the middle of the City at War saga, as you said, and there's a lot going on with everyone. Casey is finally getting married to Gabriel, which is very nice. Casey enjoyed his moments. And with Splinter, which is still one of my favorite stories of it all. I mean, it's all good, but the Splinter story, I love a good mystery. Splinter is still not feeling well. His leg is still broken. He can't move, and he is talking to the Red King, who appeared in front of him, and he's like, "Yeah, you have to do something. Get some food, or you will die." And there's nothing there, and the Red King's like, "Hey, look around. There's a lot that you could eat, like the rats." And then Splinter's not, nope, I'm not doing that. And all the while, Karai, who has arrived in New York in previous issue, finally attacks the turtles. She attacks the turtle with some of the foot ninjas in their new hideout, which is this water tower. And there's a big fight there. And in the end, Leonardo gets caught. He gets caught, and Karai leaves behind a message to the turtles with a phone number, like, "Hey, call me." And well, then we check in quick with April, who's still with her sister Robin in California, and she gets a call that her father has died. And that's the big ending of this issue. Yeah, once again, a lot going on, even though it's, as you said, just 26 pages, but still a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, and so some sex jokes in here, some stuff that you never saw as kids in the Turtle universe. So the best we got was the claustrophobic, I never looked at another guy before in the first movie, but we got some random sex jokes in here. GG's the Casey Jones getting married. I thought that was a nice, very bittersweet spot there. And This Splinter story, let me tell you, I mean, this would even be just a cool movie on its own. Just him and this Rat King would have been an awesome, just hour special feature. I'd still pay money to see this spinoff. This is just one of the coolest stories just I've ever read in comics. I really love it because you feel for him, don't you? I mean, I love it because he's the leader, and it's earlier this year I went to go see the new Superman movie, and it's really hard to get, your super superior, your master sensei, your top dog, to feel vulnerable, and they do such a good job with this Splinter story. Is this your favorite Splinter, I guess, story of all of the comics you've read? Because you've read a lot of comics compared to me, Christian.
Oh, it's definitely up there. I mean, just think about it. Splinter is really going through so much. He's almost dying, and the Turtles don't even know about this because they are very far away. They are in New York. Splinter is still in Northampton. So if you think about it, they don't even know that Splinter could die there. The Turtles wouldn't even know it. But yeah, it's definitely one of the best stories for Splinter, in my opinion, because it's like Splinter is this rat that became a man in this version, and it's like he's an animal, but he doesn't want to feel this way. He doesn't want to turn to his animal side, but the Rat King's like, do it or you will die. You just have to eat something, like grab a rat, kill it, eat it. It's your animalistic side. And I remember in the 2012 show, they even did their own little spin of this story where Splinter was also hurt, and he met the Rat King, and he also tormented him through all this, and they did a very interesting version of this story. And yeah, so it's really great, all this psychological horror. I'm a big fan of this stuff. It's really great.
Yeah, no, I'm with you all the way, and just the show must go on for Splinter as it continues in issue 56.
Exactly. With Splinter, it's pretty much he's still in the same place. He even hallucinates the Rat King turning into like a giant were-rat, and it's really creepy. But when he wakes up, he finally realizes, okay, I've got no other choice, grabs a rat, kills it, eats it, and the Rat King standing beside him is like, yes, do this. This is, how does he say it? My happy little rat man, rejoice, for with this step, the shattering of this taboo, your path is clear, your destiny manifest. It's such a cool dialogue. It's so good. On the other hand, the Turtles, they meet up with Karai, and she tells them that she wants to actually work with them. She just wanted to see how well they are, how good of a fighter they are and everything. And now they finally meet with her, and she talks, hey, I'm here because I want to bring order to the Foot Clan, because in New York, after the death of Shredder, there was a power vacuum, and all the fractions of the Foot Clan, they're now fighting for power, and it's actually like destroying the city, and she cannot let this happen. And she wants the help of the Turtles to stop this, because there's like this fraction, the Elite Ninja. Others she could get under control, but the Elite Ninja, they are still loyal to only the Shredder, and they want to kill everyone else. And she needs the help of the Turtles with this, and it's like her offer. She says, if you help me, we have a truce. The Foot Clan will never bother you again. But you must help me. So, hey, just think about it. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of that story. Then we get a quick check-in with April, who is back in New York with her sister for the funeral of her father. And April even says, I'm going to stay in New York. I'm not coming back with you to California, because she thinks that she actually was just running away from her problems. She must find her own way. And that's pretty much it. At the end, we see some Foot Elite running around the city, still killing other Foot Ninjas left and right. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of that issue.
Yeah, it's just so cool. Again, for me at least, like we were talking about, growing up, just the suspense would have been crazy. We didn't have the, I got a message, Christopher, I want to talk about this issue. It's like, unless you had a phone call, you had to wait so long for these. I mean, when you look back now, just how I thought I was spoiled growing up because I had the Turtles on pretty much like every day as a kid. And now, the newer generations, you can binge watch a whole series. You can just binge watch and just read everything instantaneously. I mean, there's still hype because you don't have to wait anymore. So, guys, we're going to get right into here. 58 with Splinter. It reminded me a lot like Batman in The Dark Knight Rises in this one here. Just because, in that movie like where he's struggling, Batman versus Bane, that's kind of how I envision Splinter with that tunnel. And you got the crowd chanting and he has to climb out of that tunnel. So, I have a lot of Dark Knight Rises vibes in this one.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's really like this. It's like getting tormented, trying to get out there with a broken leg and trying to fight his way back. Yeah, I see what you mean. I see some connection there.
Yeah, exactly. And now we're in issue 50. Yeah, I call them episodes because I'm more in the TV verse than the comic verse, but I'm getting more and more into these comics. And if you guys stick around for the end, Christian's going to tell me where to go next for our guide here on our podcast station. So let's get into 58 here.
With issue 58, first off, we're checking in with Casey, what's going on with him. And remember when I first last issue or the issue before that I said, hey Casey, enjoy these happy moments. Gabriel, his wife, goes into labor. She's getting a little baby. She's giving birth, and Casey is waiting for her in the hospital, and then the doctor walks up to him and actually tells him, sorry to tell you, you have now a little daughter. She's fine, but Gabriel died giving childbirth, and there was too much bleeding and stuff. And you see really the art once again, fantastic. You see in Casey's face, he's broken. It's like that's it. And I really love this moment here because it shows how much Casey has grown. When we first met him, and he would have gotten something like this, like such a bad message, he would have gone crazy, he would have thrown people around, but he's just sitting there. He's standing up, looking out the window, doesn't know what to do. He's really grown here, and I really feel bad for the guy. Back with the Turtles, they are talking about what they should do with Karai. Should they really help her? And in the end, we should do this. We should take this opportunity. So they go to Karai's place, and they find that her fraction of the Foot Clan has been attacked by the Elite Ninja. And during all this, she had a young woman with her who was her AD, and it turns out that she was also her daughter, because the Elite killed her. And now Karai is like really on a bath for revenge. She's like, Turtles, help me, kill them all. We need to finish this. And Leonardo is the one who says, I swear it, we will do. Then we have one moment with Casey, who on the last page, he's climbing up like this mountain to spread the ashes of Gabriel, and they fly with the wind. And Casey says, "Godspeed, Gabe," and that's the end of that story. And it's like, really, oh Casey, I feel for you, dude. Yeah, that's the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, you just married this girl, too. It's like, oh, my goodness. We are down to 3 issues left. And remember, guys, this came out, I believe, 1993 is when this was near the end, right? So the third Turtle movie was coming out. And this was just Eastman and Laird's kind of like, not farewell to the Turtleverse, but just their story, that the way they wanted to write it. And kudos to them again for making sure while they were doing the TV show, the video games, and everything else, they still were able to tell their own story of Turtles they wanted to. And I'm so glad they did, because this is almost on 10 years here, this story. This came out in 84. We're in 1993. And we're coming up to another crazy battle. I've always liked these guys in the 2003 series. They were a pain in the butt to fight in the video games. The Elite versus the Turtles is coming, and oh my God, TMNT Dirt Talk, can you walk us through how... Did you get, like, I know it's easier to get chills when you're watching a scary movie or an epic fight. Like, I'm going to have this Friday. I did get my ticket to see Turtles, the 35th anniversary special. And for some reason, I see it all the time. The music's playing. Donatello swings his bow at Shredder, goes for the sweep. Shredder sidesteps. I still think they're going to win. I still get chills. And that's kind of how I felt when I was reading issue 59 here. So tell us what was going through your mind the first time. I appreciate the play-by-play, but also give us your thoughts reading this just as a fan.
Oh yeah, it's really, you get really the feeling, okay, we're coming up to the big finale of this epic story of this. Yeah, last time I said it's the magnus opus of the Ninja Turtles comics. It's really the big one. We're getting there. First off, we see, I think it's Casey. Yeah, first off, let's fast check in with Casey. He actually gets his car back because he runs into the guys who stole his car way back in the last collection. And he gets his car back, so little win for Casey. And on the other hand, we see that the foot elite, they see some foot ninjas running around the city, and there is Shredder with them. And you're like, what? That cannot be. Like, oh, someone at least wearing the Shredder armor. But before we get to that, quick check-in with Splinter, because this is one of the scenes that I was always like, whoa, dude. Because Splinter finally has healed enough. His leg has healed. He can walk. He can finally walk out of this place, this factory, and he can go home. And as he walks out there, he stumbles upon a skeleton. And that's the skeleton of the Red King.
Oof.
So, as I said before, I'm a big fan of mysteries. And does this mean the Red King was never there? It's just an illusion. But Splinter has never met the Red King before. The Turtles have met the Red King, but not Splinter. So it could not have been really like, oh, I'm imagining the Red King. But he was dead. So was it a ghost? What was it? We never get a sure answer. But this is the stuff I'm here for. It's like, oh, there's so much to think about. We could talk about this for hours and would never know what's right, what's wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. In the end, the Turtles, they meet up with Karai, who was actually wearing the Shredder armor, at the burned out second time around shop. And there is one little thing, like a continuity error that I gotta mention, is that Leonardo, if you remember, he finds like a picture, like a photo in the second time around shop, in April's shop, of her and Casey. And, well, he takes it and that's it. But when was this picture taken? Because when the shop was burnt down, she just met Casey and they ran away. They ran away from the burning building. They escaped. This picture was never taken, so why is it here? It's never mentioned again, but I just thought it's like, this doesn't make any sense, or I don't know. And in the end, well, the Foot Elite, they jump in and they're ready to attack some turtles, and, well, you know it, the big fight is on. So that's for next issue.
Yeah, without taking that deep of a breath, we'll get you in it. What I liked about these, at least, is these were more on a monthly basis compared to issue 1, issue 2, issue 3. Yeah. These are pretty much more on the monthly basis. So, man, I wonder why I never got into these comics. I'm not sure why. It's not that my parents didn't buy them for me. I do have a couple comics that I had growing up. I had the first of the Archie Adventures with Shredder looking up from the Turtles. I have a couple others. Just wonder why I never got into these. Maybe just because they just weren't in the comic shops that I used to go to, because I was more into trading cards out here in the States, like the American baseball and basketball and football cards. So I guess they just didn't have these turtle comics there. But without further ado, guys, let's hopefully Christian had a sip of water, a deep breath, because it's about to get crazy in this brawl right here.
Oh, yeah. As I said, the Foot Elite, they jump in, and Karai, in Shredder costume, walks up to them and is like, I am your master. You dishonor me, and you should all commit seppuku. And one of them even think, okay, you're right. And one of the Foot Elite, they even commit seppuku. But the others, they're like, you are not the real master. You are not the real Shredder. You're an imposter. And Karai's like, okay, found out. So, yeah, that's where the big fight starts. Meanwhile, Casey comes home, comes to his mother. And, well, he has a daughter now, a little baby, who he named Shadow. And, so the rest of the issue is mostly fighting. And, once again, I gotta compliment the art, because the action is just so good. There's so much action, so brutal action, like you see foot ninjas using machine guns and getting stabbed left and right. It's really craziness, like... In one scene, Leonardo is fighting with one of the Foot Elite, and he jumps over him and slices him across the face. Like, whoa, that's brutal stuff, bloody stuff. This is definitely not your little kids' turtles. This is fighting. It's just so much going on. And until in the end, one of the Foot Elite is able to grab Karai and holds a knife over her head, and you must die. And with, once again, big cliffhanger ending. With this issue ends, it's pure craziness. I love it.
Yeah, and I'll do a quick plug, guys, too, for our good friend TMNT Dare Talk. If you guys enjoy our little spiels of anywhere between 1 to 5 minutes, he has full episodes dedicating just 1 or 2 issues, so you can really deep dive into these comics. Please check out our good friend. We'll have him, remind you where you can find him. But, dude, this has been fun. This is it. This is it. The grand finale. The war's about to end. I did write that Mikey, they call him Mikey in the comics now too, which I like, because I didn't really see him getting called Mikey as much, and I'm glad that was there to stay, because my name is Mike, so that's why I kind of went by Mikey all the way until I am 40 years old now. Some friends still call me Mikey, like the OGs, but the older you get, it's harder to keep that youth with Mikey, but I just wanted to point that out, and let's tell us who wins this war in City at War. Who comes out the victor?
Well, one thing I forgot to mention is that during all this fighting, Donatello's leg was broken, and, well, he's lying there on the floor, can't really move, just like Splinter earlier, and he can't reach Karai, because Karai is about to get beheaded, but Donnie is able to grab one of the machine guns and is able to shoot the lead guard, the elite ninja, and is able to save Karai's life. And, well, that's pretty much the end of that fight. The war is over. The elite have fallen, and the turtles and Karai come out victorious. Wow, what a story that was.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's April, as I said, came back to New York, and she was looking for something new. She got some money from her father's will, and she wants to buy like an apartment building. And it turns out that she is actually buying an apartment building from Casey's mother. So they come back again, like, Casey, April, whoa. And they meet up again, and so everything comes around again in the end. And there's still one fight going on that I forgot. That Leonardo is still fighting one of the Foot Elite, so that must be the last one. Once again, big fight, and in the end, Leonardo breaks the guy's neck, and then the other turtles are standing over him. It's like, Leo, it's over. So that's the end of that. Karai says, she made a promise. We have a truce now. The Foot Clan will not be a problem anymore in your lives. She will take care of everything. And that's the end of that. The war is over. the Foot Elite, they are done. April and Casey, they meet up again. So once again, as I said, everything comes back again. And yeah, but a big moment for this story, because the Foot Clan was always there, was always coming back, always a problem. But now maybe peace is an option. So yeah, that's great story. So one last issue left. Hey.
How crazy was that? 13 of these for the City at War. 13 issues. How do you, I mean, it's hard enough to try and put a mini-series together to capture your emotions and keep your, this is being recorded in 2025. Everyone talks about short attention spans, but just how did they pull this off, Christian? Is there anything you would have changed in this entire run?
It's just, as I said, this is I would even say it's one of the biggest turtle stories ever told. It's definitely the biggest one in Mirage World. And it's just so great. There's so much going on, so many storylines. And there's nothing that I would change about this. It's really turtle comic story wise. It's really the perfection for me, and I'm surprised that this was never turned into a movie. Yes, we've got an adaptation in the 2003 cartoon, but it was just not the same. I mean, comics and TV shows are two different things. I totally understand that, but there's still so much left out here, and I'm still surprised that we never got a City at War movie, because the potential is there. Just imagine the fights. Make it okay. You can make it PG-13, okay, and let's get it on with the story, the drama with Casey and April. It could really work. It's just so great. And to think that this was the end of the first comic volume, it could not be any better.
Yeah, just I'm with you all the way, man. I just a movie of this would be just pure gold. And I wouldn't even mind if they did it similar how they did, with Marvel with their Infinity War movies, where you even had to make it two parts because there's just so much to take in. It'd be really hard for them to figure out what they'd have to cut in this too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well, you ready for some more?
One more to go.
Yeah, let's bring it in.
With issue number 62, final issue of volume 1. And yeah, April, Casey, and Shadow, they go to the farm after all this craziness. They get to the farm, and you realize from the start that, yeah, they are because at the start of City at War, they were breaking up. They weren't there for each other anymore. Everyone went their own way. But now you see okay, these feelings, they're coming back, and yes, even some romantic feelings between Casey and April. So there could really be happiness in the future. And sometime later the turtles reappear. They also come hey, we're also here at the farm. So the whole family is coming back together, and here they're talking about everything that they went through, all the craziness, all the stuff they went through. And yeah, it's also very cute. Mikey and Shadow, they immediately hit it up. Mikey is lost the little kid. And yeah, Splinter and Donnie are also there. Donnie now has his broken leg, and they talk about, okay, we're going back to New York, but Donnie and Splinter, they want to stay. They want to stay in Northampton. They want to stay at the farm for a while at least to heal. And yeah, for Splinter is also it's got some stuff to think about. And then we get a wonderful moment with April. It's okay, we're going back to New York, but then she knows that Splinter is in the woods, and she talks to him. She doesn't see him, but she talks to him, and she's hey, my father died, but for the last few years, you were like a father to me, and I just want to thank you, and I love you. And then Splinter walks out of the woods, goes up to April. They hug, and Splinter says, "Daughter," calls April daughter, and it's such a great moment because if you remember last time Splinter and April talked, she was very unhappy with her life, and Splinter told her just go, leave. And now they're like, also once again, the circle comes, it's all comes back. Like, okay, we know what we have with each other. We are family, and it's just such a great moment. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of this story, the whole comic, the volume, the collection. It's the big end, and it couldn't be any better. It really fills my heart with happiness. This one big moment, this ending is really okay. Maybe there can be peace in the future. Let's see.
Yeah, I can't believe it took me this long to finally read these. So I'm really glad that me and you are friends, because you've helped inspire and encourage me to just keep going with these comics. There's so many more stories I get to learn and read about, and including this next book we're going to dive into in another minute here is Volume 6. Now, these, you were telling me, are just little short stories and kind of one-shots that Eastman and Laird, Eric, and a couple others put together. I believe there's 29 overall. Some are about 2 pages, some are 5 to 10 pages, and a lot of good laughs to be had here, especially with more Chet references. Like, I put that down, a couple Chets. He's almost like the Where's Waldo in these books here, or the Stan Lee cameo. Yeah. You try and just find where the Chet's going to be, whether it's on a billboard sign or if somebody asks for him. It's just, as you told us in a previous episode, where the Chet thing came from. So if you're ready to start bouncing into these, we can get right into it with the first one with some little, almost like a Halloweenish kind of feel here. Actually, there's a lot of Halloween ones here. I actually posted that on my Instagram not too long ago. They have one that takes place on Halloween, one takes place on Friday the 13th, so somebody in this Turtleverse loves Halloween.
Yeah, apparently. So the first short story is called Don't Judge a Book, and it's about the turtles getting ready for a costume party. I just love one of the turtles is dressed up like one of the Xenomorphs from Alien.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But then some guys break into April's place. So this takes place around the time when the turtles were living at April's. And the turtles, they have a fight with these goons because, of course, they're just goons. They are no problem for ninjas. But during all this, their costumes get shredded. And they're like, oh no, our wonderful costumes. What should we do? So what do? They go to the costume party without costumes. And they're like, hey, we're Ninja Turtles. Crazy, ain't it? Haha, cool costumes. Like, it's really cool. And yeah, that's the end of that story. That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much a lot of these are going to be kind of rapid fire, Chad. It's not like we're disrespecting these. I just want to make it clear in case someone's listening to us for the first time, like, wow, they just blazed through that without anything to talk about. Well, some of these are literally only like 2 or 3 pages tops. So just wanted to make sure we throw it out there. But yeah, coming up in the next one here, what do you got for us next?
Next one is, gotta say, Mirage Comics at its craziest. It's called You Had to Be There, and like Michelangelo is walking through the sewers when suddenly a spaceship crashes into the sewers. He crawls through the hole that the spaceship made, lands in a fantasy world, runs into some barbarians, and then some spaceship appears. It's just pure craziness. Then Mikey is able to escape back into the sewer. The other turtles find him and like, hey, April, Mikey, what's going on with you? And Mikey tries to explain to them, like, it was a spaceship, there were barbarians, it was crazy. And like, forget it, you had to be there. It's like, okay, funny little story.
Yeah, again, almost like a Sunday strip comic, like they were trying to go with these almost. They just started to piece these together. And what was the other thing I wanted to mention too in this, it was actually the one you talked about, Don't Judge a Book. There's actually one spot that looks pretty cool. Do you remember the spot where they had the star in the eye, almost like they're coming out of their shells?
Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
That inspired them, I guess.
Exactly. Well, again, you had to be there. So, coming up next,
Next story is called Dance Fever, and this story takes place during issue number 5, when the turtles were in space with the Fugitoid, and they run into this bar. And well, it's once again craziness, so much going on, like one of the turtles, it's Raphael, eating some weird pills, growing, getting into a fight with some kind of alien, but then they have some drinks together and everything's fine again. Then there's a dance battle, and during this dance battle, some alien creature mutates, and there's a big fight, and because of the fighting, the others think like, oh, cool dance moves, and the turtles win the dance battle, and that's pretty much it. It's just craziness. Crazy.
Yeah, they were just going. I'm just going to quote one little spot from this comic here, and it's one of the aliens with one of the turtles. Zub lak nup kan de poop do di da. So they were really out of their minds on these ones. So, and I still had fun reading them too, because like we said, they just couldn't do anything wrong. It was turtles. We wanted it, damn it. We wanted to read anything and everything. So coming up next, I believe, is New York Ninja.
Yes, exactly. And getting more into the serious stuff again. In this story, it's a Donatello story, and he runs into this little kid called Zhang Lao. And that boy is, he's getting bullied, he's getting beaten up. And Donatello even asks, hey, why didn't you fight back? And he tells him, like, we come from China, and my father says that violence is bad. You never have to fight back. And Donnie is like, okay, in a perfect world, your father would be right, but you have to fight for yourself because you get hurt or worse. So next time Donnie sees him, he gets attacked by some punks again. Donnie comes in, beats them up, but then one of them pulls out a gun, points it at Donnie, but then the boy jumps in and beats the guy and saves Donnie's life with it. And so Donnie tells him, you did good, you did nothing wrong, because the boy is like, oh no, I hurt somebody, I broke my promise with my father. And Donnie tells him, hey, it's okay to fight. So I will help you. I will help you to fight for what is right. And so apparently Donnie trained the little kid for a while, and so he learned to defend himself, and that's pretty much the end of the story. Very, very interesting story, I gotta say, with a nice little lesson there.
Yeah, no, I like it too. Again, bullying has always been a thing, and to just have it brought into the Turtles verse, and it was done by the creators themselves too. It was, I believe, Eastman was behind this one, right? Let me double check really quick. New York Ninja.
Was it Story and Pencils?
Yeah,
Eastman and
Laird. Both of them wanted to do this one, and again, and it was interesting.
Classic.
And it was interesting they chose Donatello for this one too instead of Raphael. You would think Raph would have been the one. So I kind of dug Donnie getting in the spotlight here. So nice little another short one, and coming right up, the hits just keep on coming. We got the next one right for you guys.
Yeah, this one is called Nightlife, and in the story, the turtles get caught in like this. They see a policeman getting shot, like an undercover policeman getting shot by some gangsters. So the turtles go after them. They get caught between the police and these gangsters. And the turtles, they get those guys, beat them up, and tie them up for the police to find them. And that's pretty much it. Nice little city story.
And then this next one does get me to chuckle a lot with Mikey in New Comic Day.
Yeah, that's a crazy one again. Yeah. Mikey comes home with some new comic books, getting ready to read them. He sits down in his chair, but suddenly the chair comes alive, turns into a robot, like Transformer style, fights Mikey, and just as Mikey is about to get destroyed by the robot, he wakes up again. It was all just a dream. And yeah, Mikey's like, whoa, I gotta go to bed, because Donnie wakes him up. Hey, go to bed if you're sleepy. So Mikey goes to bed, and then suddenly the chair, it turns really into a robot and starts reading the comic books, and that's the end of that story.
And now here comes our next one where, again, the other cool thing about these black and white collections is you get some random pop-up facts, too, with Eastman and Laird both giving a little piece on these issues. And this is one of Laird's earlier short stories coming up next.
Yeah, it's called Technofear, and in this story, Donatello is like rebuilding a computer that he found, and suddenly, as he turns on the computer, it turns out that there's some evil machine in the computer, like some evil creature in the machine, and it sucks Mikey into the machine. And as you said, they really tried something here, because we see some old school 80s computer graphics in this, which is very, very nice. It's like a little blast from the past. I love it. Well, in the end, Mikey is able to escape from the computer again, and Donnie throws it out until some nerds find it's like, oh, cool computer. And well, will the evil machine come back to life again? We may never find out.
It's pretty much like that. I know they remade this movie, but this ending, since you're kind of close to mine, it's the old Jumanji movie. Remember where Robin Williams is in the game?
Yeah, of course.
And then they find it, and then again, at the end of the movie, some other kids find the Jumanji boards, where it's like, oh no, not again. So that's kind of what brought entered my mind checking that one out. So this one, this is just a short story, but this is probably one of my top 3 favorites in this here in Crazy Man. More character development for Mikey here.
Yeah, it's actually in this story there's like this crazy bomber guy who blows up stuff just for fun, and Turtles try to get him, and yeah, so they find well, there's some explosion, and they follow it, and they see the guy running away, and they follow him into the subway, where he is about to blow up a subway car. And as you said, Mikey is the one who grabs him and is like, hey, you're in trouble, guy, because you wanted to kill innocent people. That's it. And well, he gets knocked out in the end and left for the police. So, well, everything turns out fine. It's as you said, it's interesting, because you would think, okay, Raph is the one who gets really angry, but it's like Mikey is like, hey, you were trying to kill innocent people, and that's really, I cannot let this happen. He gets really angry. It's unusual for Mikey, but it's cool to see. It's interesting to see him this way, because well, he's got more layers to him than he's just a funny guy. So that's very good, very cool.
Oh yeah, and like you say, all these most of these one shots and short stories could have just been Raphael, but again, we talked about Donatello earlier. Now Mikey gets the love, and in our next one, again, I don't think this is the reason, but just little cool things here. I love the Utrom Bubble Walker, because it's not Krang, but there's a little kind of cool like artwork for Krang here. Well, it's an Utrom, but it's almost a resemblance of the Bubble Walker that us kids with the TV show from the OG TV show are familiar with in Terror by Transmat.
Yeah, it could, as you mentioned it could be an inspiration for Krang's Bubble Walker. And one interesting thing is, because in the story the Turtles visit the Utrom's homeworld, and this short story is the first time that the Utroms are called Utroms. Because if you remember, last time when we saw them in issue number 7, they were only called like the TCRI aliens. They weren't actually called Utroms until this short story. I always thought it was interesting that it took them some time to finally find a name for them.
Yeah, that's a good point there. Thank you for that fun fact. I didn't know that. Very informative.
Yeah, and well, the Utroms need some help because some Triceratons took over some stations, some transmat stations that they have, and they need the turtles' help. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The turtles helping the Utroms, fighting the Triceratons, beating up some Triceratons, and until the big army of Triceratons appear and they blow up the transmat, so they cannot transport to the Utrom's place. So everything's fine, and turtles are like, hey, we were here for vacation and we were just beating up some Triceratons, but Raph is really happy with that. It's like, yeah, that's my kind of vacation. So yeah, that's the end of that.
Yeah, another good one, and as long as you got a deep breath, we can go right into the next one here with the survival game.
Once again, very interesting story. I love it. I really love those short stories. I don't know if you've read the Black, White, and Green 4-part from IDW. They also had like this short story collection that don't connect to anything really. But I love this stuff. Like, okay, you have like 5 pages. Do something. Tell your turtle story. I always think that's an interesting approach to telling turtle stories. And
I'm gonna have to get those, Christian. That's why I say when we're done covering all these books, you're gonna be my, I guess school's coming back in session, pretty soon out here in the States, and you're gonna give me some homework at the end of this to get my own Shellonomics so we can cover some more comics. So again, if you guys listen to the end, Christian's gonna have some recommendations for me to read next, so we can kind of go in kind of chronological order here. But no, I have not read those, and I look forward to doing some more.
Yeah, whatever I can help with, please. So yeah, let's get into the next short story called The Survival Game. Once again, very interesting story, because in this story we see Raphael walking in the city, and he talks about that like the other turtles, there was some problem. They went crazy. They went after him, and he has to fight for himself. So he gets like a weapon, like some kind of ray gun, and he's like all ninja style, hiding and shooting the other turtles. And yeah, it's really crazy. And well, Raphael is able to shoot all the other turtles. But then it turns out that it was just some kind of game, like, yeah, these laser blasters, they're cool, and Raph, you're really good with them. It's like, Raph, yeah, I really got into it, I guess. So, yeah, funny little story where in the start you think, oh my God, what's going on? Is this a different world? Are these evil turtles, or what's going on? But then it turns out it's just a game of laser tag, and yeah, I love a little twist here and there.
Yeah, especially because with these short stories, it's pretty much almost like today's modern TikTok. It holds your attention for a minute. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, they're just playing laser tag. Okay, the turtles are safe. It's okay. Man, coming right up, another short coming for you guys right now.
Yeah, that is kind of weird one, because the turtles got information that the legendary sword Excalibur is hidden in a lake in Central Park. So Leonardo jumps into the lake, finds the sword, gets attacked by some kind of squid monster, fights it off, is able to get the sword, and yeah, that Splinter says, well, very well, what was lost is found again, and that's the end of that story. Just, okay, turtles find Excalibur. Yeah. That's cool.
Why not? Why not? They do everything in these, as you guys will see more and more. Yeah. My favorite's still to come, and it's coming up soon. But yeah, now there's a lot of these ones with just visions and dreams, and the turtles. They never mentioned drugs. They weren't doing acid trips like the Beatles, the pop singing group years ago. But some of these dreams are really out there. There must have been something on their pizzas. But this is the next one called Turtle Dreams.
That's a crazy one. It's by Steve Bissett, who is known for his horror comics. So we see where this is coming from. And yeah, after a battle, the turtles come back home, and Mikey is hurt really, really bad. And yeah, so Splinter patches him up and is like, okay, go to sleep, but well, the turtles and especially Mikey, they have like this dreams, this horrors like dreams where they're fighting some creatures, and Mikey is like one of the most brutal things I gotta say ever. In his dream, Mikey gets ripped apart and some kind of zombie creature rips out his heart, but Splinter in reality is there with them, and he meditates to calm the turtles down in their dreams and give them some good dreams, and the turtles are able to sleep and to heal. So, well, in the end, it's the nightmares are defeated and turtles are safe again. So nice little story, very creepy. The art is fantastic and very creepy, but yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, and we got a lot more of those creepy ones to come for sure. This one is my favorite coming up, Road Trip. Just a nice fresh take, and it's similar to classical music, where there's no lyrics, you kind of, just vision stuff in your head, and here we go with no words at all in this one, if I am correct, in Road Trip, is that right?
Exactly. Yeah, as you said, this is all told just through art. We see the turtles running through the city, jumping on some trucks to get somewhere. We don't know where. It's like they're on a mission, and it just over the highway to get someplace into the woods. And then in the end, we see that they have just arrived in the end at this this outdoor theater where Aliens is playing, and I can totally understand that they wanted to check that one out. It's so cool because once again, it's like in the start we see like, okay, the turtles are on a mission. There's some big something going on. There's some bad guys trying to do something. No, they just want to watch a movie. That's it. That's cool.
And I love the artwork again, just by these Eastman and Laird. They just all look so happy too as they're getting ready for Aliens. I remember that. I put that down in my notes too. They just look so engaged. So coming up though, another one here, and this time we have a Triceraton madness here.
Yeah, that one's interesting. It's called The Lesson, and it's a Triceraton story, as you said, because we see just some Triceraton soldiers hanging out, and one of them is telling them a story about a fight that he once had. Once again, the art is so great, is so good. Is it just by... the art is the script and the pencils. The story are by Peter Laird, and just the details on the Triceratons, they just look so good. And as I said, one of the Triceratons telling a story about how he fought on the battlefield, and like this bear creature, this bear alien.
Yeah, he kind of gave me PandaCon vibes a little bit. It's not the real PandaCon, but it's kind of what it reminded me of.
I can totally see that. Yeah, and that's actually pretty much it. It tells like, hey, always be ready for anything, and it's cool because he's got this little knife, and he made it from his own broken horn. Like, okay, that's cool. That's really cool, and that's pretty much it. It's just a Triceraton soldier story, which is really unusual, but I'm there for it. It's really interesting, and the art, once again, just fantastic.
Yeah, all these are just gems. And now we get into something that I'm not usually a big fan of the spooks, but with turtles, I'll get there. So, Ghouls Night Out. Can you explain? Maybe you know, maybe you don't. It looks like it takes place on Halloween, or is that just a tombstone with the date, October 31, 1983, which is cool because that's before the turtles even existed.
Yeah, that's right. Just as you mentioned it, but I think it's gotta be like, hey, this is a Halloween story, like a little Easter egg to think, hey, you can take this as a Halloween story. So on the story, we see Donatello at the graveyard, hanging out at the graveyard in the middle of the night, because why not? And suddenly, zombies appear and attack him. He's running away until he runs into Frankenstein's monster, has a little fight there. Then suddenly, a vampire appears, try to bite Donnie, and it's just, once again, it's craziness. The art is by Eric Talbot. It's once again fantastic. And werewolf appears, all these creatures surround Donnie, and he falls down, and in the end he gets attacked by monster snacks, like there's a monster burger, monster fries, pure craziness. And as Donnie says, this is too much. But then he wakes up, he just fell asleep during a monster movie marathon, and he's like, never again, never, ever again. And that's the end of that story. Just love it.
Yeah, it's just another good one. Yeah, just again, their ideas were so out there, and they were just, let's just have fun. People, and again, it was still selling. People are still enjoying these. They were throwing these in like other little books here and there. And again, I'll probably say it a couple more times before this show ends. I can't thank you enough for recommending this, because I actually stopped reading after book 5. And you're like, no, my friend, I'm telling you, check these out if you can. You'll love them, and we'll talk about them. So I had a lot of fun reading these during this week. So this is probably my other, like I said, I had my top 3. We had Road Trip. The other one we talked about, and this one right here, Fun with Guns.
Yeah, I mean, with these short stories, you can really do everything you want. This is so cool because, as I said, the turtles, you can do everything with the turtles. You want to do space stuff, you want to do ninja stuff, you want to do magic, mystical stuff. You can do everything, and it never feels wrong with the turtles. And yeah, the same is here with the story Fun with Guns. It's Raphael and Casey's story, and Raph and Casey, they get caught there's this guy who gets shot by some gangsters, and yeah, Casey and Raph try to find out what's going on. So they sneak into the gangster's place, have a little fight, and during this, Raph gets caught, and Casey escapes, and he gets his hands on this armor that looks like Mark 1 Iron Man armor, totally clunky, but yeah, it's like Casey waltzes into the bad guy's place to rescue Raphael in the armor, and they all shoot at him, and it's like the armor absorbs the bullets until it gets too heavy, and he falls over, and the whole place is breaking down, and it's once again pure craziness. But well, Casey and Raph, they get out of it. They're fine. They look a little banged up, but, well, nice little gangster story. That's classic Raph and Casey craziness, gotta say.
Yeah, and did you see the Batman on a t-shirt, too, of the villain they were fighting? I thought that was pretty wild out of nowhere. And then the other spot, for those who are diehard fans of the 87 series, no relation to this Bugman. No relation. Oh boy! And here we go. Here's the one I posted on my Instagram story. I am a Metallica guy, and to hear him talk about Metallica, and this was awesome in Stompers.
Yeah, because the turtles, they are walking through the sewers, and suddenly they hear music, and one of the turtles realizes, whoa, this is Master of Puppets by Metallica, awesome. Yeah, totally right. Yeah. And they see that some gangs are getting ready for a battle with another gang, and the turtles like, ooh, this could mean trouble, so they check out the place where the big bad, the boss of this other gang, hangs out, and like, hey, stay away from our turf, because the turtles, they say, like, hey, we are another team here, and we're gonna fight your guys for peace in this street. So yeah, they have a fight with these guys with their staffs, and once again there's a big fight. In the end, the turtles, they win. Pretty cool action, gotta say. And this bald bad guy, classic comic book villain, is like, okay, for now I'll leave you alone. And well, that's the end of that. And yeah, gotta say, we never see that guy again. We never find out what's really his thing, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Nice little gang story here.
Yeah, and why not? Again, there's all these gang fights, so why not just have another short story? Just to add another, for me, it's like you can never have enough slices of pizza, so why not have another slice of some gang fights? And going back to the spooks here. Ooh, we got a Friday the 13th here.
Yeah, they call it The Howl. And it's the story. Raphael is just on the rooftops. It's the middle of the night. And suddenly he gets attacked by a werewolf in the middle of the city. Because, as I said, everything can happen with the turtles. And Raph has a fight with a werewolf until a mysterious person walks up to him, like a cloaked person, like, thank you that you took care of my bed. Oh, he gets so scared when he gets lost, don't you know? And then they disappear. They wave at Raph like, hey, bye-bye. And Raph's like, what the hell was going on? And that's it. That's four pages. And yeah, in the end, you're just as confused as Raphael.
Yeah, just as most of these are. Again, most of these that we're coming into now are just going to be like, bing, bang, boom, you're done. So the next one, I believe it's called It's a Gas. And they have talk about the Three Stooges in here.
In the story, two of the turtles. It's Mikey and Donnie, if I'm correct.
I believe so.
Yeah, they see that some gangsters are breaking into like this. What's it like? This medical equipment warehouse, and they go in, beat up the gangsters. I love this moment when one of the turtles just shouts "Kawa Banzai." Love it. And yeah, but during all this, they get some laughing gas, gets free, gets into the air, and well, the turtles are able to beat up the bad guys, but in the end, they're just lying on the ground, just laughing their heads off and looking a little bit stoned, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing wrong with that, right? They drink beer in here. And the interesting part I put two of my notes is, now this came out, actually, I don't know if do you know what year this one came out in? Because this is Kawa Banzai, not Kawabunga, Kawa Banzai. I wrote that down in my notes. So, I think this was pre-TV show days, it looks like here. Or it may have been right around it. Let's see, 87.
Let me check out. When did this one come out?
Yeah, I'm curious on this one. Because the Kawabunga, I'm like, are they making fun of the TV show, or was this before Kawabunga?
I don't know. If it is correct here, it says it came out in May 1988. So it was after the first season.
Okay. So interesting they threw that in there. Okay. And even actually again, and just if you relook at the page 2 here, they even mentioned that in the book. Yeah, need we say more funny stuff? To quote Kevin Eastman on this part here, pretty sure this is one of the first uses of that phrase. It might be part of the root to all the Cowabunga use that was to come shortly in the cartoon show. Oh, wow. So that's right. David Wise, the writer of the show. I mean, Fred Wolf liked Cowabunga, but David Wise was a big fan of the comics. So, I mean, I know he did more of the Cowabunga, dude, but still, Kawabanzai. Can you imagine people walking around with Kawabanzai shirts instead of Cowabunga?
No, it doesn't roll off the tongue like Cowabunga does.
I'm the same way. I would be like, huh? I would have been a little bit of a jerk pullback. Like, oh, okay, no, Cowabunga does sound a lot smoother. So I'm glad Cowabunga stayed and not Kawabanzai.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, and here comes our next one, another itty bitty one with choices. I believe this one's called.
Exactly. And in this is like some kind of future where an old Raphael is having like a little fight with a hunter who is hunting for flying manta rays, and like this old Raph with an eye patch is saving like this baby manta ray while fighting like this hunter. And yeah, that's actually pretty much it. 4 pages, pretty cool. Art is cool, like a little possible future. Who knows? That's cool.
Yeah, exactly. And would you like to do the next one right off the bat? Might as well, right?
Yeah. Next one is Complete Carnage and Radical. And in this, once again, Raph and Casey are just doing, the usual stupid stuff, running around the city rooftops until they run into some superhumans. The Complete Carnage, like this evil bad guy, and Radical, his adversary, and they are fighting, and in the end, Radical beats up Complete Carnage, throws him away, and yeah, Rev and Casey are just left behind. Like, what was going on there? That's okay, cool, superhumans. Yeah, that's something completely normal here. So yeah, it's pretty much it.
Random question, Fury, just because there's so many Raphael and Casey Jones short stories. Maybe one day somebody from the Turtle World will listen to us, but picture this on Netflix. Just a spin-off, 12 episodes of Raphael and Casey Jones. How cool would that be?
Shut up and take my money.
Right?
It was of course, it would be really great. I don't know, them having a road trip or just having their own little adventure, something like this. I would be so there for it.
Yeah, exactly. First episode, you got all four of the turtles there, and Raphael and Casey are either they're going down or they won tickets to something or however it is, but it's just them two on their own, kind of like the buddy cop movies that we're used to. They're just going around playing vigilante, having fun, throwing Easter egg in there every now and then. Maybe you see a Rat King or a Leatherhead or something, but oh man, just I would love some sort of, even an animation would be great of that, but imagine a live action 12. Oh god, it would be so good, so good.
Oh, totally.
Oh, all right, well anyways guys, coming up next, take it away by getting my man Christian.
Yeah, we get another Donatello story called Not One Word. In this, Donnie is heading out to grab a newspaper, and it's just how should I put it? It's Looney Tunes stuff.
Yes.
Like Donnie falls down, gets into some accidents, falls into a garbage truck, is able to get out there, slips on a banana peel, falls into a wet with pink coloring, pink paint. Then some newspapers get thrown at him by accident, and in the end, Donnie comes home, gives April the newspaper, and he's all pink. And the other turtles are like, what's going on? And Donatello just walks past them, not one word, as he walks into the bathroom, and then he only hears everyone laughing their shells off. It's just okay, just a funny little strip. It's perfect.
And like you said, with the Looney Tunes, I think, if you look back to it, it has Acme Dumpster Patrol, so they knew they were going Looney Tunes, and I guess everyone's paying homage to them, so very, very cool. Coming up, we got another one for you guys here, with Casey Jones wants to get on the scene.
Yeah, Casey Jones, Private Eye. Casey apparently is now a private detective, and some woman who looks very much like April wants to work with him. Then suddenly the gangster turtles appear, start shooting at Casey, and they have a big fight. And it's but in the end, Casey is able to save the day and gets the girl. And well, once again, then Casey wakes up from this dream because he fell asleep watching some gangster movies. And well, Casey's back to reality. It's like, reality can't be such a bummer. And it's like, and that's the end of that. Casey, classic Casey detective story.
Exactly. Now, since we are in a different era, please don't take this one the wrong way. This is meant to be a joke. Christian, this next issue, do you think Michael Bay read this and this is where he wanted to get his Ninja Turtle creations from? Because it just reminds me of the Michael Bay Turtles.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. The Michael Sully Turtles. These are some short stories by Michael Sully. And during the Mirage run, during the guest era, he had some three-issue storyline with these turtles, because these are like alternative turtles. They are not the normal turtles. They are like much more animal-like, much more a little bit more monstrous. And there are some parallels to the Michael Bay Turtles there, gotta admit it. And yeah, this is like, and with the other stuff by Michael Sully, it also it's very philosophical because the story is called Splinter in the Eye of God, and it's about Splinter meditating. Then he sees these turtles coming up to him, and he tries to escape, and he even runs into, and there's really a lot to read there, some really philosophical stuff there, and he even runs into like death himself. It appears like some skeleton creature walks up to him, and then Splinter wakes up from his meditation, and his 4 turtles are there, and like, okay, you are here. This is the real world, and pretty much everything is fine again, and that's pretty much it. I gotta say, it's you can really think about this so much. Like, okay, what does this really mean? What's the meaning behind this? And yeah, but I'm not here to interpret it, to find out. You gotta check it out for yourself. Think about it what you want. But the art is really cool. I gotta say.
Yeah, a whole different spin. Yeah, I mean, when you see them just staring at Splinter, it's like, oh my goodness, and they got their tails too. It's just it's just something we're not used to. Again, the turtles are supposed to have tails, but they did away with them in some of the things we grew up with. So
yeah.
Anyways, though, coming up with another one. These are some huge, almost like Jurassic Park-like tortoises here at OD'd.
Yeah. Once again, the same. Once again, Michael Sully style, with a giant turtle, and she's walking around, and he gets smaller and smaller, and he runs into a human who's about to like crush it. But then it's just, once again, we have a lot of dream stories in this, I just realized, because Mikey wakes up from this dream. He's like, oh, it was a nightmare, but Splinter is there. It was just a dream, and everything's fine, and go back to sleep. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much to say.
Yep, exactly. And again, that's how most of these short stories are. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We still got a couple more to go, so feel free to rock out the next one whenever you're ready.
Yeah, we're back to our normal comic turtles. Another Donatello story called Chunkman. In this, Donatello is trying to find some stuff at like this junkyard, and by accident he frees some kind of alien creature that was caught in like this tubes, and the alien creature like is able to control metallic and electronic stuff, and it creates its own body, like a robotic body, and it gets into a fight with Donatello. And then Donnie finds another one of these tubes, and it turns out that the partner of this alien creature is inside this tube, and Donnie says, okay, we're fine, don't fight me anymore, but I will free her. And yeah, this alien creature gets free again, so the two partners are together again. Nice little happy end. And yeah, and Donnie gets some good stuff from the junkyard, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Once again, pretty crazy, but it's normal by now for the turtles.
Yeah, and it's turtles, exactly. So what do we got coming up next year?
Next story it's a 2-page story called Meanwhile 1 million years PC. It's 1 million? Yeah, 1 million. So many zeros. And it's a little short story from way back when the turtles were in prehistoric times with Renette. And well, the turtles are just goofing off, playing ball, and having fun, and Mikey is carving a heart into a stone and writes in there Fred and Wilma, and he's looking forward to give some archaeologist in the future a heart attack. Yeah. With this. Just goofy.
And he says he's doing the Jetsons tomorrow. I thought that was like again, it's just that's what's just so cool how diverse these turtles can be. They can be serious, they can be comical, they can go on a crazy adventure. You can have comics without even words, and we're still captivated and just sucked into this universe. So once again, well done. We've got maybe I think 2 or 3 more left, so feel free to bring on the next one.
Yeah, getting more into the serious stuff again with bottoming out. In this story in the park, Splinter runs into a drunk man, and he talks to him like, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life?" And the guy is like, I just want to drink. I don't have nothing to do. I'm lost." And Splinter shows him like, "Hey, you are your own worst enemy." Like he shows in this vision there's some kind of creature attacking the guy, and he fights him back, and it's his own self, and you're standing in your own way. You can do everything. It could be hard, but do something with your life. And then Splinter disappears again, ninja style, and the guy thinks about okay, I have to try something. It was a weird little dream, but I have to think about this and will do something in the future with my life. So hopefully there's a happy end for this guy. Interesting story here.
Yeah, just little stuff here. I had a good time reading all these. So we got a few more, and we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Actually, I think this is the last one here in Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I think you're right. Yep, that's the last one.
Yeah.
Whew. This is a story where there's some stuff with guns, and we see some gangsters are getting some guns and getting ready to attack some people, and we meet Nobody again, and the turtles run into him, and Nobody asks them to help him because there are some elder people who could get into trouble with some gangsters. And the turtles, they are helping him, and they are disguising themselves as the old couple. And so the gangsters come into their place like, "Hey, we're gonna beat you up or shoot you or anything." But the turtles are like, "No, you're not doing this." And so they are beating up them. And Nobody then beats up the last one, and so the old couple is safe for now, and that's pretty much the end of that. And mostly in the end we see that the old man is getting ready to buy another weapon to protect himself. But if I guess the moral of the story is that guns are not good. And I think we can agree on that.
Yeah, exactly. As we wrap this book up, did you have a favorite? Did one stand out to you more than the rest? Like me, again, I liked Road Trip the best.
Let me check the index. New Comic Days is a great one. It's just a funny one. I love the art with Turtle Dreams, the creepy stuff. A little bit of a horror fan, so that's really cool. The same with The Howl. What else? I just love the Meanwhile 1 Million PC. It's a gag comic, but it's so cool. And of course, Fun with Guns was also fantastic. But this. Pretty much you can't go wrong with these stories. They're really showing off so much talent, so much different stuff with the short stories. So it's definitely worth checking out. Yeah.
Nope, I agree all the way. I had a lot of fun reading these and look forward to more comics. Real quick though, guys, we're coming near the end of our episode here, but for those listening on Spotify and YouTube and wherever you can find us, let's talk briefly about Book 7. It's just basically a whole bunch of variant cover art. Did you have one or two that stood out to you in this book?
Yeah, it's just, as you said, mostly covers and some background info on the covers. Even some Archie covers I see in there. Because, Peter Laird was working on them. Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird were working on some of them. Quick one. Oh yeah, I was always a big fan of the cover for the turtle soup, where the turtles were riding on the dragon. I always loved this one. What else? Yeah, I mean, you have all these classic covers from Volume 1 that we talked about.
The one in the video game, that one always stands out to me for the Nintendo game. They use that one a lot. That one's in here.
Yeah, of course. It was always confusing that they used this one for the first Nintendo game with the turtles, always the red headbands. I always thought that little kids would have been so confused by this.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point for those who didn't know where they came from. Right, and if you weren't a Ninja Turtle fan, you were just a gamer, and you're like, "What is this all about? Why'd they change colors?" Yep, exactly. The Casey Jones ones are pretty cool too. It's like that one with the mob shot. As I'm looking through some of these again, the Turtles with Eastman and Laird, as they're drawing them, kind of like how they do like those Mickey Mouse where he's drawing the artwork. I thought that one was pretty wild.
Yeah, I'm just looking at one of the from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Guide to the Universe role-playing book with the turtles in space and the Triceratons behind them. It's also so cool. So many details there. It's really great. It's just so much good stuff in there. Just looking at these covers, it really takes me back. It's like, man. so much good stuff. Just flipping through the pages.
Yeah,
fantastic.
I'm gonna have to go buy. I hope it ain't expensive. This Archie one, like you said, the August one. God, that looks like almost like the 1990s movie artwork right there. It's on page
exactly.
90 right there. Yeah, as we're just kind of looking at Adventures. That's another cool one. That Turtle event. Yeah, so as I'm looking through these, and we're almost. Yeah, there's the one I have. That's the number 1 from March. That's the issue I have. That's the one I had as a kid, and that's one I still have. That one survived the flood. It wasn't in the water. It was on the next drawer up. So I'm very thankful I didn't lose that one. I lost a couple other things, but did not lose that. Yeah, that one stayed with me. Yeah, the role-playing game one's in here. Yeah, so again, Christian, we've talked about it plenty of times again. We don't have to talk about it again, but just for anybody who's listening to this for the first time, we highly encourage you to get these books. We're not getting paid from Amazon, but right now, if you go to Amazon, you can look up Comixology. You can get a free month trial, which is what I did to read these. And I do, these are definitely going to be on my birthday and Christmas wish list for sure for 2025. I'd like to have these in my hand because, like you say, whenever you're feeling turtly, you can just blaze through them and just, I'm pretty sure it's easier to read on digital. It's user-friendly, but as you said, there's nothing that beats holding that in your hands, right?
Oh, I'm totally there. I'm just a fan of physical medium. It's the same with video games. Digital video games, great, but I love to have them in my on my shelf to have them in my hand. It's just different. It just feels different.
And especially the manuals. I mean, we grew up with instructions. Nowadays, they only you have to go Google the instructions. Sometimes they don't even give you a manual. Since we're on the video game talk. Okay, Christian, school is in session for Shellonomics, so I'm hoping to have you back here soon. Maybe we can deep dive into the 2012 Nick Show, and we'll take a little break from the comics. But for me and my homework, what should I read next? And any listeners out there, if you enjoyed these books, where should myself and Turtle fans go next in the comic universe?
Well, I think there are 2 paths that you could take. First off, there are some issues missing from Volume 1, like all the guest issues, which are also worth to check out. Most of them they were reprinted in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Classics trade paperbacks by IDW. Okay. They had 10 of these. And the last 3, so 8, 9, and 10, they reprint Volume 2. So after City at War, this is where the color stories. Or with this, IDW recently put out a big compendium of the complete Volume 2, which are 13 issues. They called it the Mirage Years 1993 through 1995. So they had a compendium of complete Volume 2. But yeah, in my opinion, the classics, trade paperbacks by IDW, they collect most of the stuff that's still missing, and volume 2. So, yeah, 10 trade paperbacks. So there's still a lot to check out.
You got that, and then eventually the Adventures and Archies, and it's so cool because I don't feel overwhelmed. I just get excited. It's like I am so thankful that there is just so much Turtle stuff out there. And it's, again, as always, it's a great time to be a fan. There's still new stuff coming out. We've got hopefully a new movie coming out for Turtles soon. We've got the 35th anniversary coming out this weekend that I'll be checking out, and I'm excited to do that and see more about this. I promise I won't spoil it for you, Christian, as I find out what this new deleted footage is that's going to be released. Fingers crossed it is brand new and not just the YouTube stuff from the German release. I hope it's new stuff. I guess that's probably the only thing I'll spoil for you, just so you're not like, oh my gosh. Okay, that's all. I will just reveal if it's...
Yeah. Let me know.
Yeah, that's how I always am when I go see the newest Marvel movie. I'm like, guys, I'm pretty sure it's there. I'll just let you know if there's an ending credit scene, and that's it. I don't say, oh my God, I just say there's one, and leave it at that. As you know, like, as my fists are like so full of joy. So, Christian, all right. So that is going to be my homework. So the next time we start getting these comics again, it's going to be the Classics 10 paperbacks. Awesome. As always, Christian, where can people find your place to talk Turtles? And you're more into the cool current stuff, which I know me and you are both big fans of the Saturday morning adventures. Let our viewers here know where they can find you and learn more about the Turtles and the comic realm.
Yeah, as there's so much going on, as you said, it's a great time to be a TMNT fan. Number one page you should check out if you want to hear more from me is the homepage, TMNTDERTALK.com, where you can find Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Talk, which is my podcast, which you can find on Spotify, on Apple Podcast, wherever. I'm doing mostly German podcasts because I'm from Austria. But every second week I'm doing an English episode where I mostly talk about the newest stuff that comes out by like IDW, as you said, Saturday Morning Adventures, the current Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles run, because there's just so much good stuff coming out. So, if you want to check it out, if you're into the comic stuff and if you're into the TMNT stuff, come over to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Talk, check it out. Hey, maybe it's for you, and let's talk Turtles. I'm always up there for it to talk Turtles on Discord, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter. You can find me pretty much everywhere. Just check out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Talk, and I think I said enough. That's it.
What I love about you is just the consistency of your channel too, my friend. Every Sunday, it's pretty much like getting the Sunday newspaper back in the day. You wake up, hey, there's a new episode. I'm glued. I can't wait to check out your Instagram story to see what's coming next. So, as always, my friend, we did it. We did another series here. We've done the 87 cartoon, the 2003 cartoon, and now we just bing, bang, boomed the whole entire black and white Eastman and Laird collection. Another thing done. Another feather in our cap. I appreciate you and treasure you as a friend, and we hope to see you back here real soon on Shellonomics. Thanks again.
Oh, definitely. Thank you for everything, my friend. And until next time.